Hey everyone, this is the Comic Book Fan 25 coming at you with another video. You're probably wondering why I'm wearing this Iron Man mask, and from the video you can already see why. Just 2 days ago I saw the trailer for Iron Man 3, and I thought I'd get my thoughts on it. And I'm going to be wearing this mask for the whole rest of the review, and I hope that's not too distracting. You can still hear me pretty well. And you have to admit, it's a pretty awesome mask. I mean, awesome. I mean, really. Okay, so on to my thoughts. First I'll start off by giving my thoughts on the suit, because the suit is the first thing we saw for Iron Man 3, and I just want to say, up front, what I really thought of the suit. I think the suit looks okay. It's very new, fresh, and dynamic. It's got a lot more gold on it than red. I don't find that to be a big problem with it, so I'm really okay with the suit. I mean, after all, this is the third movie, and in the second movie, Iron Man 2, we got the silver armor, which was awesome. So, Iron Man changing suits, I think we're going to see that, and we've seen that a lot in the movies, so I'm perfectly okay with that. Now, what did I think of the trailer? Visually and everything, I thought the trailer just looked awesome. It's amazing. And story-wise, like what I thought of everything, it looks really interesting, actually. I think it looks a lot more serious than the other Iron Man movies. I mean, even if you watch the trailers for Iron Man 1 and 2, there's a lot of comedy. And that's usually Iron Man's calling card. That's what gets you in, it's what entertains you about him. He's so funny. And in Iron Man 3, in this trailer, I feel we got none of that. I'm not saying this movie won't have any funny scenes. It obviously will. I mean, it is an Iron Man movie. Sure, it's a different director, but Shane Black, I have seen him in other movies, like Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, and he does good comedy. So, I'm pretty sure he'll be doing good in this movie. He'll be doing some good comedy, but I don't think that's really the focus of the movie. The focus is really dramatic, actually. Apparently Tony Stark has been having, nightmares. He can't sleep. And a lot of things have changed, and I got a scratch. And yeah, and he's afraid that he might lose Pepper and all of that. But what really got me into the trailer, was the Mandarin. The Mandarin, Ben Kingsley, looks awesome. What's weird is he has an American accent. I don't really know how to feel about that. His voice, and the actor, he's so awesome that I don't really mind it. But just the thought that he has an American accent, and he's supposed to be a terrorist, and he's not really Chinese. Gee, I don't know. This character seems to be, I'm not really sure what what Mandarin's supposed to be in this movie, what ethnicity. That doesn't really bother me. China is still in the movie, so I feel we'll still get some stuff there. Overall, we can see him, monologuing, talking about how he is a teacher. I don't know. I think he meant that he's supposed to be more than a terrorist. He's supposed to be awesome and all that, and that he believes that heroes don't exist. There's no such thing, and he even destroys Tony Stark's home, which is actually kind of sad because his home was beautiful. It was on, just on the lake, and it was so awesome. I know it's a movie, but it just really is sad to watch it be destroyed. And I think the most dramatic scene was when Tony's sleeping, and he wakes up, and he sees his suit it's alive, and it's attacking Pepper. Now, of course, I think that might just be a nightmare he's having, or the Mandarin took control of his suit. I'm not sure, but from what I heard, that's what I gathered. That's what I've conjured up. That's my conclusion to it. What I inferred. And what else? It's itchy in here. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. Here's one. This is the only problem I have with the Mandarin, and it's not a huge problem because this is just the first trailer and I haven't even seen the movie. So, it might be in there, I don't know. But the Mandarin seems to just be using guns and rockets to attack Tony Stark. And the rings on, we can see the rings on his fingers, but I'm not really sure if they do anything. And that's going to be really difficult for me to swallow, because the Mandarin is all about having these mystical powers, and it's supposed to be like Chinese Eastern mythology versus modern technology. That's always been the yin and yang of Iron Man and the Mandarin. And I felt like we got none of that here. And it's not a huge problem because, this is just the first trailer and we haven't even seen the movie. So, I can't really be sure if the Mandarin won't do anything mystical in this movie. Hopefully he will. And, yeah. But if he doesn't, it's going to be really disappointing. But anyways, that being said, I don't know. I'm not sure. But I just hope Mandarin will do something. Gotta itch again. I'm sorry, people, but it's really itchy in here. It's hard to wear a mask. What else? Overall, yeah, it looks really awesome. And there's this scene, and this little Easter egg at the end of the trailer. It shows Tony carrying his suit in the snow. And I think that's the theme of this movie. It's supposed to show if Tony Stark, who defines Tony Stark? Himself or the suit? So does the suit define Tony Stark, or does Tony Stark define the suit? And that's really interesting. And from what I've read, I love that they're going with the Extremist storyline, because that's like one of the best Iron Man books out there. If you haven't read it, you need to go read it. It's really good. And it's even one of the basic inspirations for the movie, for the suit. Even the guy who drew the comic actually was hired on as producer of the movie for the art design, and the final draft was the suit we see in the movie. Not this movie, the first one. The first Mark 1. No, not Mark 1. Mark 3. Mark 3, which is the suit I'm wearing. The mask. Overall, this movie looks a lot more complex, a lot more dark, a lot darker compared to the other movies. And you probably already know that I love the Avengers. I thought it was amazing. Some people might have complained that the Avengers didn't have any depth. Personally, I think the Avengers did have depth. I won't go into it now because, that might be too much. But for some people that didn't like the Avengers, they just couldn't take it seriously. And I think maybe after they watch Iron Man 3, they might be able to take Marvel movies a lot more seriously. Because though Marvel movies aren't really meant to be taken extremely seriously, and they're supposed to be a lot of fun, I think this movie represents that Marvel movies can have depth, and DC is not where all the depth is. Marvel has depth too. Now, I know you might not think that because of the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon and how silly that is for kids and all that. Yeah, but this movie, I think, looks really good. It has really interesting storyline, really interesting plot and themes and ideas. The villain looks really good, though I don't have a full opinion for now. I think Mandarin looks pretty cool, but I'm still a little skeptical about whether he might have mystical powers or not. I really hope he does. But since this is the Marvel Studios, they definitely won't ignore that. They're definitely going to have that, but make it look a bit more realistic in some way. I'm not sure, but I just hope it's in the movie. And, just everything about the movie looks really good. And it looks like the end of Iron Man. This is really the final battle that Iron Man... This is really where it all comes full circle, just like The Dark Knight Rises. And that's one thing. A lot of people kind of compare Iron Man 3 to Dark Knight Rises. Now, I don't necessarily have a problem with that because it's a lot better than comparing The Dark Knight Rises to the Avengers, because they're two different kind of comic book movies. And this movie, though Iron Man and Batman are a little bit different in tone and all that, I think you can compare the two in some way. And could this movie be better than The Dark Knight Rises? I'm not really going to judge right now. This is not really a competition yet. And anyways, I don't really think you should be comparing this to The Dark Knight Rises. That's not giving this movie a fair chance. You need to let this movie be its own movie before you can compare it to something else. So who knows? Maybe after I watch the movie, when it comes out next year, I'll probably see if it's. I'll probably say what I think of it compared to Dark Knight Rises. But till then, I'm not going to compare this at all. I know it's kind of similar to Dark Knight Rises because Dark Knight Rises also kind of spells the end of Batman. The full circle where everything comes full circle. And this is kind of what Iron Man 3 is doing right now, and Iron Man 3 is a lot more complex and serious. But yeah. And while I'm doing this, I might as well just say what I thought of the other Iron Man movies. The first Iron Man movie I really loved, and it was awesome, and I just thought it was really a fresh take on superhero movies. Iron Man 2, apparently Iron Man 2 got a lot of negative response. I don't know why. I really thought it was awesome. And perhaps it's not exactly the breath of fresh air that the first one was. So the first one definitely had that advantage compared to the second one. But I really do think the second one was still pretty good. And, I just really enjoyed it. And it was truthful to the comics, even though the villain was kind of a a combination of two villains. But still, it's an awesome movie. And Iron Man 3, I'm just really from the trailer. So overall, the trailer looks really good. I can't wait to see it, and I really hope they release another trailer that might, give and might just reassure me that the Mandarin will have mystical powers. But overall, I love Ben Kingsley as the Mandarin, and I just can't wait for this movie, and I think it's going to be awesome. So that's all I have to say on the trailer. And, yeah, it looks really good. I can't wait for it. I'm just waiting for the next trailer because I hope that might clear some things up that I'm kind of having questions about. But not too many questions, I still want the movie to surprise me when I see it. So, yeah. So that's my thoughts on the Iron Man 3 trailer. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you like what you've seen here, please post a comment and subscribe. And I'll catch you later with another video. Another episode of Deadpool will be, I'll post it. So yeah, thanks for listening everyone, and see you later. Yeah. I am Iron Man! I'm sorry, I just had to do that. I couldn't miss my chance. Yeah, okay, see you guys.